In this version, a lot of work has gone into making sure that when you save something, you know exactly how it's going to be treated later down in the design process. We've introduced several new save types. Accessing the File menu, we can see that we have a drop-down of Normal, Notify, and Locked. Normal will save as usual, and it will not prompt you for anything. Notify will notify you with a dialog box when saving something will cause downstream updates. Things that will cause downstream updates are things like modifying the model itself or any relevant actual data associated with the model. And finally, the last save type is locked. When you lock, something will save immediately and will no longer be editable from within a Libre design. There are a few requirements to be able to lock a file. The first requirement is that the file doesn't reference any external objects. Those would be things like external Excel sheets, global parameters, and the like. This is because those files can change outside of the scope of a Libre design, and these files would become updated even if they're locked, so we just don't allow that. Due to the restriction of having no external references, only parts, sheet metal parts, and global parameter files may be locked. By their very nature, assemblies, drawings, and bills of material all have external components, which would be the constituents of the file. Another important thing that we've done is make a distinction between things that are cosmetic and things that are not. There's an internal version number for every part that you make, and in previous versions of a Libre design, anytime you save, that internal version number got incremented. This means that you could save the file without making any fundamental changes to part data or to geometry. And the result of that would still mean that all of your drawings and your assemblies and everything would have to become updated and then resaved themselves. We've modified this behavior so that any cosmetic changes that you make will not increment the internal Libre version number. This should cut down substantially on accidentally saving things and then 3 months later, all of a sudden a bunch of drawings need to be updated and you can't figure out why that might be. In assemblies, we've also made it clear what actions you're taking will have some impact later on down the line. So for example, in this assembly, we've edited this particular part within the context of the assembly. Now we're going to save, and we can see that we have a new column that shows this regenerate icon. What this means is that the act of saving this particular line item will cause downstream updates to occur. So if you have a drawing of the knurl wheel or a drawing of the assembly that contains the knurl wheel, those drawings will have to be updated as well. Or likewise, if there's an assembly that has a subassembly of this particular design, it will also need to be updated. So when you see this, it means that downstream consequences will be occurring when you save. This is typically the desired behavior, but in case it's not, now you'll know.